The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
On this edition of Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill, we welcome back to the show PBA Hall of Famer, USBC Hall of Famer, Parker Bohn III. As you know, Parker is one of the greatest bowlers of all time. He recently added another title to his impressive list of wins, winning the USBC Super Senior Classic out in Las Vegas. We can't wait to bring him out. We're going to do it right now. We're also going to have the Imbecile of the Week. It's going to be an amazing show, a great show, a fantastic show, wonderful show, fabulous, tremendous. Why? Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill starts now.
This is PBA champion Kyle Troop.
Hey y'all, Jacob Ledrup here.
Hey guys, Chuck Ritchie here, formerly of Bowl TV.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Schaefer of track staff at Valley Bowling Center in Waverly, New York.
And you're listening to Straight Up 5.
Yo, the boys from Straight Up 5.
Todd McGill is one of the nicest people I've ever met.
But he doesn't have the best hair in the world. I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. A hard-hitting, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only feature bowling, but we'll give you a raw look into real-life issues. We've had the biggest and brightest stars from the past, future, and present on this show, as we strive to bring you the best the sport of bowling has to offer. So without further delay, let's introduce you to the host of your show, Rad Rob Francois, and your featured host, Todd McGill.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. I am your host, Rad Rob Francois.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
I still love that chicken from Popeyes, although I haven't been there in a while. Kind of a Bojangles guy now. They don't have a jingle, so I really don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Maybe I should write to the corporate office of Bojangles and tell them to write a song or a jingle, and maybe put my name in it. That'd be kind of cool, you know. Anyways. I get sidetracked. This is episode 197, 3 episodes away from 200. And we already have our 200th guest booked. We had Robert Smith on for episode 100. And then Belmo got a little bit jealous that he wasn't the 100th guest. So he was the 101st guest. He was also on episode 150. But we have somebody entirely new for episode 200, and it will be one of the greatest bowlers of all time. Not that we haven't had the greatest. I mean, we've literally had the greatest bowlers of all time. Parker, Pete Weber was on, Danny Wiseman, John Mazza, Kyle Troop. I mean, Belmo. We've had so many great bowlers on, and I don't want to leave anybody out. We've literally had a who's who of bowlers on the show, which I'm very, very thankful and grateful for. Before we introduce our host and our guest, let's say hi to our favorite Pro Shop operator. Good evening from behind the drill press in Modesto, California. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you, brother. Alex Bermudez is such a great fan of the show. Happy belated birthday. I appreciate that. 50 years old now. I'm officially eligible for the PBA50 Tour. I could be the next Troy Lint or John Janowitz. No, that's not going to happen. Found your show recently. I bowled at Bradley Bowl when I was a kid in the early 90s. Well, welcome to the show, brother. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, that's where I grew up. I grew up a bowling alley rat in Windsor Locks, Connecticut at Bradley Bowl. Formerly hosted the Greater Hartford Open, the Tums Classic. I think I had several. There was a Pat Boone Classic one year. But yeah, amazing center, which is no more. And it's very, very sad. That was Pete Weber's first PBA win was there. We played that clip for him when he was on the show. He appreciated that. But all right, before we bring everybody else in, it's also our recent custom here to pay homage and tribute to our troops around the seas. Around the seas. What the We're going to play the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn glass gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Oh my goodness! Thank you for that performance. Very stirring rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. I think my dog heard that downstairs. Wow, she can really belt that out. Let's bring in our featured host. He is the national sales manager for Bolify, the general manager of Gilmore Lanes, and my very good friend, Mr. Todd McGill.
Kyle Troop, I do.
I do. Hold on.
I do.
There we go. I'll give you an idea, brother. Afro fit.
It's 2 weeks since you've seen me, so I mean, my hair's growing out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I take a week off, and look at that, man. You sprout hair like a chia pet. That's amazing.
Yeah. Lainey's been watering my head for every time she goes there, she just sprinkles water over my head, and look what happened.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I may have to invest in whatever you did. So, because I mean, it's.
I'll send you the Amazon link.
Okay. Sure. What's going on, man? It's good to see you again. How was your week off last week? Did you have to work, or were you actually home?
Yes, to both.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah. I ended up down there for a little longer than I had hoped to, but it wasn't so bad.
Hold that thought.
I do.
There you go.
I do. It was a good week. It was Laney's first week off of school, so we got to spend a little time together. Had some softball games, trying to catch up from all the rainouts that we've had earlier in the year. So it's been a little hectic with her practice and games, and she took one right in the side of the ear hole the other night.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fast pitch softball, and she's playing against older kids, and she took one. It was a 3-2 count. She stands in there like she's ready to murder the ball.
Awesome.
And this girl just flat pummeled her. It knocked a screw out of her helmet.
Holy cow.
Yes, off of the little cage around the front.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And yeah, she charged the mound. No, she didn't. She stood there for a minute, and at first I thought she was going to kind of not be okay with it. And then she went to first, ended up scoring a run that time around. So then got back up the next at bat and took a couple healthy swings at it. She wasn't afraid at all. So I was very proud of her.
That's awesome. Good job, Laney.
She's right here. She's listening, standing right next to me.
First year in softball, right?
First time ever playing. Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool. Yeah. Yeah. My daughter's been playing since T-ball, and she's almost 8. So she's got a couple more years in the 7 through 10 group. And then she really moves up. And hopefully she's fearless. Just like Laney, she doesn't take any crap from anybody. Dude, the hair is amazing. That's like Bob Ross and Kyle Troop had a baby, and that's.
I think I nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody knows who our special guest is. He's been on the show multiple times. His family he has an amazing family, which are great ambassadors for the show. Or for the show, man. They are a great ambassador for the show. But for the sport of bowling, before we bring Parker in, he recently won the USBC Super Senior Classic out in Las Vegas. Let's take a look at the highlights at the end of that match.
Yep, that's a good point.
Take my chance. Forever. Every time you ever bowl, if you're sitting on the bench and a guy has to strike out to beat you.
Oh, that a little quick. Oh, wow, that looked fast. That was quick. Yeah, he thumbed down that one way. And that's the problem with thumbing down. Your hand, when your hand goes down, it also goes across in your swing plane, and he pulled that.
You know, the big part of it, the count is bad there.
Yes. Get these two.
Now, Parker, you know, the 7 is
the 7
massive.
count, yes. Your giveaway pins.
Yeah.
So, 244.
Still going to have to mark.
No. 9 spare 9.
That's a mark, Tom.
That's a mark.
Yeah.
He's got a mark. No, I thought you said you didn't have to mark.
No, he's got a mark.
No, he's got a mark. I said it. Yeah.
I'm like...
That earphone didn't work.
I was like, huh?
Oh, he lofted that a little.
And they like to say, that's a mark.
That's a mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, don't let me down. We need another strike and 9.
That's right. That's right. You want 258, don't you? Hey, we were trying to get to 36.
He doesn't need much here. Ball change.
Ball change.
On.
He let you down. He did that to you on purpose.
He did.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, your champion.
So we split the difference, 36.
You know what's funny? You said 47. That was in a difference. 44 to 49, 47.
Yeah.
You'd have been right on it.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Parker Bohn III is your Super Senior Classic champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the show, Parker Bohn III. What's going on, Park?
How are you, Rob?
Good. Glad to have you here, man, again. It's good to see you. You're looking good. You're fresh off a win. How you feeling, bro?
I feel completely fine. How could it not be? I mean, after winning just a couple days ago and things are still rolling forward, we're having a great time out here in Las Vegas right now.
Well, I love it, man. It's good to see you win again. Winning never gets old, right? That's what Bo Burton used to say on the show.
No, that was Dick Weber. He had the famous saying,
okay.
Winning never gets old. And I'll tell you what, that statement could not be more true.
I just love you slapping out and giving the fist pump for the strike in the 10th. I mean, for another win. I mean, you still have that fire, man. I love to see it.
I do. It's inside. You know, sometimes I hear from somebody, they say, oh, you know, you're not getting pumped up enough. Look, if I'm in the middle of qualifying, there's a lot of games left. If we're bowling match play, there's still some more time to go. If I'm bowling a title match, I'm not going to do it severely in frame 2 or 3. But as it comes down to let's say, towards the very end, especially if it's the 10th frame, if it goes my way, I promise you, I'm going to let you know about it.
I love it. I still love to see that. I love to see the competitive fire out of you. You know, with all the titles that you won over the years, it's just to see you keep doing it at your advanced age.
Well, thanks.
I'm just busting your balls. Jamie Gillis says, I bet Parker feels a lot safer than being in a car with Rob. That's, you know, he's talking about this right here when you were.
Yeah, I remember that.
Please don't eat me, sir. You kind of have that look on your face.
Let me get out of here.
You were gracious enough with your time, and as you always are, and I always appreciate everything you do for me and for the show and all that, as well as the rest of your family. We've had everybody except Sydney on the show, so I guess at some point we got to get Sid on the show so I can.
We'll have to try to figure that one out.
Yeah, we'll complete the six fecta. I don't know. I mean, you got such a large show. But anyway, Todd McGill, National Sales Manager for Bolify. I don't think you and Parker have ever met. So Todd, Parker. Todd, go at it. I know you want to ask some questions. So,
I wanted to thank Parker for when he said right before the show, he said he forgot to put his mustache on when you said he looked the same. And it reminded me to put on, to fix my hair. I didn't put on.
You look like back in the 80s, right? Yeah.
You've got it fixed perfectly.
It looks great, man.
I appreciate it.
I honestly cannot tell the difference between you and Kyle.
Kyle who?
that other guy. That guy.
That other guy. Yeah, he is kind of down the street from me, actually. He's pretty close to me. No, I had to do this.
Todd and Carl are pretty good friends. They're actually co-promoting an event coming up, and Todd's also Kyle's a member of Olify as well. So,
yeah, we do a fundraiser every year down in Louisville, and I'm in Cincinnati. And I just put the event page out this week. We take 250 bowlers. It's a no-tap event. Last year, we raised about $20,000 in about 4 hours worth of a no-tap tournament.
That's awesome.
It is. And Kyle uses it, and he goes and buys some of the underprivileged kids in the area, in the Louisville area. He might go back home, but he buys Christmas for them. And that's 100% what it's for. And it's a great cause. It's so much fun. He gets some other folks in there as far as doing the MC while we're busy running around like crazy, but it's worth every minute of it. So I just put the event page out on it, on Facebook, and it's, I don't know. I think one guy just signed up today with 20 people that are coming. Another guy at the lanes last night says he has 40. So we're hoping to get 100 people from Cincinnati down to Louisville for that weekend.
Sounds to me like you're going to sell out before you get started.
That's quite all right. That makes it a lot easier when we get there.
That's the plan, at least, right? Yeah, for sure.
The plan. We were sold out about a month ahead of time last year, and it's not until it's on November 14th. So we officially were sold out. It's a Kingpin in Louisville too. I don't know if you've ever been to Kingpin in Louisville, but it's a fantastic facility.
I've been there, but I will tell you this, guys. You have one hell of a guy behind you when you got Kyle Troop.
I agree.
Nothing but the best of him. I mean, we know what his dad has done in the sport of bowling, but if there's one thing for sure, Kyle has not been shorthanded. He's not the guy that's laid back. He's not the guy that's quiet and you never hear from him. He's not afraid to stand up in front of everybody and do what's right, not only for himself, but more importantly, the way I look at it, he does what's right for the entire sport of bowling. So go like that for Kyle Troop.
100% agree. He's become a good friend of mine, and him and I chat from time to time. I look up to what he does and how he does it, and I'm proud to be able to call him a friend.
Yeah, well, that's cool, and I have to admit, I love the hairstyle he gave you. That there's, it's incredible.
Well, 2 weeks ago when I was on, the lights behind me were glaring off of my head. And then we took last week off, and Rob is like, man, we take 2 weeks off. What happened? Look, your hair looks like a chia pet grew on your head.
It kind of does.
Yeah, it 100% does. But it's for fun. So
good.
Since the beginning of the show says Kyle has the best hair in the business, fear the fro. Kyle, I do.
I do.
He disagrees.
There it is.
When we have him on here in a few weeks, you definitely have to wear that just to see how he reacts to it.
As long as the cat doesn't tear it up by then. The cat's kind of afraid of it right now. So
or jumps in your hair thinking it's a bird's nest.
Well, that could happen too. Rob, I can't be on the show this week. I got
my cat
all over my face.
Yeah, he had a little catnip overnight.
Yeah, exactly. So,
point for Parker on that one. That's
ding ding. So, you kind of brought this up a little bit, Parker, and Rob kind of led you into it. And you may have already answered this question in your own way, but you've always been known as one of the greatest competitors in bowling and on tour. What separates the great bowlers from the champions mentally? I mean, what makes people great? Able to finish that last frame, able to finish, throw a clutch, make a clutch split, whatever the case may be.
That's a good question. How do you quantify that, Parker?
I think probably the biggest thing is when you get there more than, let's say, 2 or 3 times, because it affects everybody differently. I'm going to tell you right now. And I don't want to use the word pressure, but it's the best way to describe it. That word pressure is something that you put on top of yourself. So when you get there enough times, you start to realize that shot that you need really important, or all the shots that led up to that point, just get up and make the best shot you can again. And if you get up there and say it to yourself, give me one more good shot, one more great shot, give it my A game or give it my A plus effort. You know what? Once it's off your hands, all you can do is run it out and hope that they all fall down, because the guy upstairs pretty much controls it.
Good point.
That's a very good point.
And that's a great answer. I mean, there's no other better way to answer that. kind of jumping around a little bit. You've got some kids that are pretty good bowlers, from what I hear.
I've heard that.
Yeah. What do you? I guess I don't want to say what are you expecting, because I think that your boy's going to be fantastic out there, and I also think that the rookie class next year may rival, if not be better than this year's rookie class. The young bowlers, I know,
tall tale there.
That's tall, because the rookie class this year was awfully good. But I'm telling you, some of the kids coming out, some of the kids getting ready to hit it this upcoming year with your son, and I mean, there's a kid here come somewhat locally, Bryce Oliver is a great talented bowler. He's going to be coming out. To name a few. What do you think your boy's going to do out there? How's he going to be? Do you feel like he's mentally prepared to take on the challenge?
I think he's as prepared as, most guys can be when they go out there. There's no question that when you bowl at home, and let me start out by that local league, that you're the best one or one of two that are really, really strong. And then you up your game and you go bowl a scratch tournament somewhere locally. And you continue to have success and up your game and go bowl a couple of PBA regionals and maybe have success and win one or two. Then you decide to take that next step to go out on tour. That's not just a step, it's a leap.
Yeah.
And you have to do it in stages. And as much as you're prepared for it, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get kicked in the groin. You're going to get kicked in the teeth. You're going to take a shot or two to the gut, and ones that you're not going to be very happy about. But there's not a player standing that's went through the length of time out there. And I'm going to include every great one that's ever stood the test of time that has not gone through it. So how do you withstand it? You have to get into the trench. You have to claw your way through, nip and tuck, and then be prepared to go. I'll say it when the dinner bell is ringing and you got that opportunity to get it.
And with Del Warren, and what he's done at Weber, and I know he's going to be retiring from coaching the team, but and there's a lot of great coaches out there. But I think Brandon had, in my opinion, the best college coach he could have had to prepare him for the next venture. What were your thoughts about Del and the job he's done over the years?
But there's no doubt that Del knows so many aspects of the game, and he digs deep to make those good players, to make them think outside of the box and even get better. He wants to take a good player and make him a great player. And he does it literally on the college rankings. I mean, I've watched what he's done within his own team over the last 5 to 10 years. I'm going to say bluntly, more hands-on what I've seen over the last 2 or 3 with obviously Brandon. But it's not just limited to Brandon. I mean, there's plenty of other players on that team that he's touched upon, or let me say rubbed their shoulder, not held their hand, but let me say led their hand to the right direction, regardless of what side of the lane they're on, to make them step outside of the box and go, you can do it this way too. And he showed them another way to make it happen. And I think that that's what makes a good player really, really good and then step to being great.
It was funny. I'd never watched college bowling before until I went to Smyrna when Justin and Brandon were bowling, and you were there and we chatted for a while. And it was kind of cool to just see all the players up there standing the entire time, rooting each other on. Dude, that's a long time to be standing around and bowling. I mean, the Baker format takes almost forever. But I just like the camaraderie of the teams. It's just it's a neat
forever.
Yeah, I mean, if nobody has ever experienced that, it's a really cool thing to watch. But
when you're on your feet for 6 or 7 hours straight, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want to be on my feet for more than 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I enjoy my moments of sitting down. And when I watch all of them standing, and then obviously they're into it, they're cheering each other on, they're rooting their teammates, and they're doing it themselves. God bless each and every one of them and every single coach that does the same thing as well. It's incredible.
It's a lot of work. And I mean, Justin bowled very well with SCAC too. I mean, they were 1 and 2 for, in the finals, right? And SCAC edged them out, right? If I remember correctly.
Katie's not afraid. She stands in there. She gets every inch out of those players that she possibly can.
Yeah.
And once again, she may not have, let me say, the full credentials that Dell has. Okay. But she learned when she was down there, and she also thinks outside of the box to try to make her team get better and better. They bowl on things that make them work harder and I'll say improve their games, not only on a local level, but obviously to stand up tall on that national level as well.
Is Sydney bowling at Vandy? Or do they have a team that you know?
Oh yeah. The girls have a team there. Their head coach
is going to be the coach.
Head coach retired this year.
Yep, that's right.
So he is out, and they've hired a new assistant coach. Josie has moved up to be the head coach.
Yep.
And the new player that they bought, or not player, but the new guy that they brought on board, Sean Ryan, he knows quite a bit about bowling, very extensive, very good background. So I think that although he's not a player on the lanes like the girls are, I think he brings a lot to the team. Made John go enjoy retirement and whatever his next stage is that he's going to do there. But I definitely think that Sean is going to bring a lot to the team, and I'm really looking forward to it for all of the girls' sakes.
Sure.
That's for sure.
Is Sydney part of the team?
She is. She's part of the team, and she's going through a process right now. She's changing her grip a little bit, trying something over the summer here to see if that won't enhance her own game. But she very much, I'll say, is one small part. There's 10 girls on the team, and all 10 of those girls are really, really quality players. A couple of them have a couple more accolades than other ones. But if you take any of those 5 girls and you put them together, I'm going to tell you right now, everybody else has their hands full bowling against them.
That's awesome. I love to see that. And I love to see the next crop of bowlers come in. And as Todd alluded to earlier, this current crop of men on the PBA Tour, the rookies, have been absolutely sensational. One of them being very close to you, and we've had him on the show after his first win when he won the TOC. But Alex Horton followed that up, winning the Shark at the World Series. How proud of you have you been of that kid, man? He's a baller.
He's incredible. I've had the fortunate pleasure of watching him grow up. When he was 11, 12 years old, that's when our kids started to bowl against him, and their friendship, it grew pretty strong at a very young age. And to see them all still hanging around and palling around and still rubbing shoulders and hands and enjoying themselves. I mean, they're young adults now. We understand, we get that. But the fact that his demeanor has not changed, other than the fact that he's got hunger, he wants to win. Yeah. And I think he pretty much proved that. Everybody can say, well, if you win one, you're lucky or you're in the right place. As soon as you step into that circle more than once, you're no fluke. You've proven it.
And Brandon Bohn is the same way. I mean, that kid has got ice water in his veins. I mean, to shoot 300 in his first tournament, in the final match against arguably the greatest bowler in the world right now, EJ Jacket, absolutely incredible. And making a few shows, and now he's in the World Championship show as well. So there's a pretty tough hunt for Rookie of the Year. How do you see that playing out?
Tough hunt? It's by far. I mean, it's not even close. When I say 2-1 or 3-1 stronger than any other Rookie of the Year field, at least that I know of since I've been out on tour in '85.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you have 4 guys that have won their first title, and you have one guy who's won twice, and the guy that's won twice may not be the front runner when you think about where Brandon Bonta stands and the fact that he's still on the show for the World Championship one. So, I don't want to discount Alex, what he's done, but when you look at what he's done in Brandon, the two of them together, they are the front runners. And then you've got 3 more guys that are Rookie of the Year that won a title that go, are you kidding? In the last 10 years, I would have been Rookie of the Year.
Right.
And I'm not even an afterthought right now.
Right. Yeah. Spencer Robars, Austin Grammer, and I'm missing one.
We're missing somebody in there, but there is one more guy in there.
Todd, help me out. Come on, you're
trying. My hair's on too tight. I'm struggling here a little bit.
Alex,
oh my God.
There was Alex and Brandon, and Austin,
and
Spencer. That's 4.
4. I thought there was one more.
Was there
Maybe
5?
not.
Four rookies.
I'm getting old.
Okay.
I don't know.
But either way, any of the guys that have won one title besides Alex and Brandon, unfortunately, right now they're an afterthought.
Yeah, and that's
pretty sad.
It is. And I'm sure the CW loved it. I mean, you couldn't ask for like more Cinderella stories in one short season. I'm sure they had to be licking their chops after all that, seeing these kids go after the old guard. It was fun to watch for me as a fan.
Yeah, well, and you know what, guys, I got to put a lot of the credit there to the college coaches and to the college system that they've put in place. What these guys bowl on, and gals, I'm not going to shortchange the ladies by any means. What they bowl on is pretty demanding. And I watched some of the stuff that they've been bowling on. They have to learn how to become shot makers. They have to learn to play everywhere from the gutter to 30. And they got to learn how to repeat it. And you don't just get up there and do it again and again. You're the fifth guy in the chain, or maybe you're the guy that's been sitting on the bench and all of a sudden somebody goes, hey, right-handed or left-handed, you got to get in now and you got to perform. Yeah. So hats off to the entire system that literally has made them jump into that next step and really be the player that they are.
Yeah.
So regarding, I'm sorry, Todd.
I was going to say, one of my favorite questions that I like to ask is what makes the young talent that's out there right now and coming in, what makes them so good coming out of college? What is college doing differently now that's making them so tour ready right out of the gate?
Well, they're not just allowing them or giving them the opportunity to practice. Okay. They do need some sort of playing field to go out there and practice their craft, just like the best players in the world do when they're at home. They work on their own games, but they're giving them this opportunity to practice on the lanes, but they're also helping them with a good, strong mental head off the lanes. They're allowing them to see a complete picture. And when you get that complete picture, you know how to ride with the times when things are good, but yet you know how to stop the struggling and jump back on board and turn the ship around when things start to going afar.
I think that's the hardest part, is knowing when to stop the ship when you're going in the wrong direction, how to turn it back up, at least stay afloat without, completely sinking yourself. I really think that's probably one of the hardest things to learn.
Absolutely. So, no question.
But Parker, these kids are like, at least this year, it's unfathomable to think of how calm, cool, and collected they are in the toughest moments against the best in the world for the first time.
I mean, Alex Horton never even broke a sweat. I mean, that kid was never was, at least he didn't appear to be,
we
bothered at all.
Wes and me sat right there on the show. Uh-huh. Obviously, we're, zero disrespect to any other players that are on the show, but Wes and me have a little bit more of a closer proximity to Alex than, let me say, everybody else, with the exception of Alex's dad, who was right between the two of us.
Yeah.
And
whoops.
And after his fourth frame, Wes and me look at each other and go, "Are you kidding me? Did he just really throw all 4 of those shots?" Because off his hand, they were clean as could be. They weren't fired. They weren't slow. They weren't corkscrewed. He got through them, and the ball went through the pins absolutely perfect, as if he's bowling on a house shot. Yeah. And he's bowling the title for the Tournament of Champions, folks. I mean, Wes and me looked like, what just happened here?
It's crazy. It's crazy to watch. It's fun. It has been fun to watch. It's been an incredible year to watch for sure.
Yeah, it's really cool.
He's so smart and he's so poised and he's articulate. I mean, he's a super good kid. I'm not saying the rest aren't, but there's just something about Alex. He just has that extra little swagger to him. Because he's a baller like you, Parker. Like, he wants to win. Like, every time he goes out there, he's gunning for it. And on the biggest stage, to see him perform the way he has twice. And Brandon Bonta as well. It still blows my mind that these kids are just that ready for the moment. It's it's so strange to see. And I've been watching bowling, for 40 something years now, and it's like I've never seen rookies like this. I don't have the words, Park. It's amazing to see.
Well, you watch them; they're all cool, calm, and collective for the most part. Okay, they think. Spencer Robarge, I've watched that young man since he was probably 11 or 12 years old. Mm-hmm. He's a thinker. He gets down in the trenches. He's going to stay with his head focused on the game and go out there, and he's going to let his ball do the talking. No question about it. Austin Grammer, when he bowled the title match and he bowled 299 in the title, once again, he got up there and he made some shots coming down the home stretch. Yes, the title was already in his hands, but it didn't faze him. He got up there to make another good pass, another good pass, another good pass. Okay, maybe it slipped a little bit off his hand there for the 2-pin. I think that's what he left in the 12th ball. And somebody could say, oh, well, he choked it off. No, he didn't choke it off. Okay? He threw 11 really good shots. And one got a little bit quick. You know what? If I was him, I'd take my chances shooting 299 every title match I bowl.
Absolutely.
Okay? And we're sitting here talking about them. Obviously, you got Alex, you got Brandon Bonta, and the one player that unfortunately that hasn't won yet, and it's going to happen. There's no question about it. We've seen him over the last year or two. Is Ryan Barnes?
Yes.
Okay. I know that he's knocked on the door a couple of times, and people can say whatever they want to say, but the boy is going to win, and he may very easily, with as many shows as he's already made, and he's learning every step of the way. Very easily, he's probably going to win more than once.
I have no doubt. I mean, you could just tell. I mean, just looking at him, he's another kid that's prepared for it, and just you're right. He's nipping at their heels, and one of these weeks he's going to figure it out. And I know getting through the PTQs are really hard. It's a system I don't typically agree with. I wish there were more spots for people to get in. But it is what it is. It's a system that we have. And speaking of systems, I don't understand the point system and who votes for Player of the Year, and how EJ could be murdering people, 10,000 points away from second place, and if he doesn't win a title, he doesn't get Player of the Year. Is that fair to you? I know Marshall did it, back in the day, but how do you feel about the whole situation?
The players look at all of that, okay, and when I say that, they're smart. They're going to look at everything, and they're going to look at the entire season. I know that Marshall did win it that one year over Pete Weber when Pete won 3 times. And there were some other things behind the scenes that went on that, for lack of a better term, it's just the fact that that's the way that the players seen it, what was going on there. Yeah. But when we look at what's going on right now, EJ, look, he's bowling for the title again in another major. He led another major. Yep. We don't know how these 10 frames are going to unfold, but his money, his average, where he is on the point list, the players may have a different thing to say about it this time when they vote on it.
I mean, is it set in stone that you have to win a title to be Player of the Year? That's what I gathered, but I mean,
no.
Okay,
you do not need. Your title could be loan, meaning you've earned Player of the Year. Okay. Gotcha. You don't need a title to win that. So I don't know why it was voted on the way it was back then, but every year brings its own new instance, relevance. And when we say that, the players are going to look at a handful of players that they're going to put out on the ballot, and EJ obviously will be one of them, regardless of what happens here in a couple weeks.
And we may see, a dual rookie and Player of the Year if Brandon Bonta wins. So I mean, it's you got to think
possible.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you right now, if that boy goes out and wins the World Championship, 2 titles, both of them majors, okay, and you're going to laugh when I say this, but for him to win again, he's got to beat EJ again.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he beats EJ twice, I would be very surprised if the players did not vote Brandon Bonta as the Player of the Year.
How could you not?
How can you not?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think I couldn't. That's
no. And his money that he's going to have, 2 titles, 2 majors alone is $200,000.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I have not looked at one iota of the earnings list all season long. But if he's got $200,000 in 2 titles, and I know he's got one or two other TV shows.
Yep.
So he's got to have roughly 2.25 racked up. There's only 4 majors out there for the guys to win, and EJ didn't win the other ones, even though he's got 2 seconds for a quick 100,000. I don't know where he's going to garnish the other 125 to pass Brandon Bonta.
Right, for sure. And it's weird they're not doing the PBA playoffs this year. I don't know why they decided to drop that whole deal. I don't know if you have any insight on that as to why the schedule changed, but
no idea. Couldn't tell you.
It's to be different every year, which is fine. And look, I'm excited for the new CEO. Of the PBA. I think he's going to do a great job. I think he has a proven track record with MMA and stuff like that. And he's a proven winner, and I know he wants to grow the PBA. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. He already said he wanted to add more tournaments next year. Because you got to think about back in the day, Park, when you bowled, in the 80s and 90s, that you guys were almost bowling all year long. You had and you had more games for qualifying as well. I'd like to see that happen again. I mean, I want to see these kids kind of, and I'm not saying they don't grind now, but I don't think they realize how many games you guys bowled in a year back in the day.
Yeah, a lot of them did not. That's for sure. And, things did get, unfortunately, for the players, it got streamlined when we went down to 20 events there, starting around 2000 season. And then things got streamlined again, unfortunately for the players, when the tour got condensed to roughly 12 events. And, somebody may say, well, there's 15 titles or whatever that numerical number is. I don't want to get an argument about that. But it's condensed basically from the last week of January until about the end of April, with a couple of fragmented events here and there. Where we used to bowl the tour, we bowled starting January, the first week of January through the end of April. We had a couple days off or maybe a week, and then we went right into the Masters and the summer tour, which brought you to the second or third week of August. Then we had 6 weeks off, and then we had a 6-week swing in the fall. So we had 35 events that we bowled for a number of years. Take off whatever events you want. Right now, these guys are done at the end of April, and I'm going to say this. Some of them are going to be doing this, twiddling their thumbs, because they don't know what they're going to do next. And unfortunately, their season didn't go great, so they got to figure out a way to bring in some money.
And if you were bowling in this current era, you wouldn't have nearly as many titles, possibly, as you would have, back in the day, because there's just not that many chances. So
correct.
To see what EJ has done is, with the limited schedule, it's very impressive.
Yeah, no question. What him and Belmo have done, it's kind of off the charts.
Yeah.
But when I say that, the great players always figure out how to succumb whatever the circumstances are. So, they may have more opportunities like we did if there were 35 events, but maybe they take off more time. Let themselves heal, physically, mentally, whatever it is that they need to do at that point. Because I know that Norm did not bowl all of the events.
Right.
Norm would bowl 3 or 4, and then he took an event off, maybe 2 events. So every player has his own, let me say, realm of what they want to do. But what these two guys have accomplished over the last decade or two is pretty amazing.
And I know Belmo still wants to win, and it was hard to see him post publicly about how gutted he was after not winning on his last appearance on TV, and just how much it meant to him. He still has that edge. He still has that fire, and he does have a chance to win the world championship. But he's having a weird year. Like when he, in the preseason, he was posting almost every day, and he was hungry. He was ready. He kind of had a chip on his shoulder. Like, I want people to remember just who the hell I am. But then just, it hasn't translated to any wins yet this year. And I know when he was on the show, he said he didn't want to bowl in PBA 50. Like, he has a limited window to reach whatever goal he wants to reach, whether it be more majors or just overall, more titles than Walter, because he lives in Australia and he doesn't want to be away from his family. So once he's done, so to see him just so frustrated, it's hard to watch, because I love him. He's been so great for the sport. He's a revolutionary, kind of guy.
Yeah, he certainly has changed the sport. There's no question there. But to his defense, the amount of time that he spends away from home, just like all of us, but it's a little bit more so for him in the regards of when he comes here, there's no hopping on a plane and going back home in between events for a day or two.
Right.
Okay. He's here for months on end. Now, I know it's turned out to be very fruitful for the last decade, 12, 15 years, whatever you want to take and add up there. It's turned out to be really prolific for him. But no matter who the player or what the player, anybody who's had that opportunity to get it at the top, and I know that I've been there. Let's face it, Walter A's been there numerous occasions, and Belmo and EJ have pretty much had that crown here over the last decade, maybe with one exception. Kyle Troup had a banner year there.
Yes.
But no matter who you are, you get to the top. Eventually, everybody has to come back down that other side.
Right. That's a good point.
Yep. And I don't count Belmo out. It wasn't the super banner year that he's had for the last decade. And, let him go home. Let him enjoy some time with his family. Let him come back out next year. And all of a sudden, he gets a sniff of winning or everything goes his way. The first event of the season, he could snowball it into 3 or 4 titles. We don't know that.
No, you're absolutely.
And one thing for sure, him and EJ can definitely make that happen.
What do you think has kind of happened to Simo this year? He's been super frustrated and very vocal about it as well. It's a weird off year for him.
Well, it's like everybody. We just talked about these rookies, how strong they come out here. Okay? Every quality tour player, and let me use every superstar, just like the rookies that come out. They're going to have a bunch of good years, or hopefully they're going to have a couple of good years, especially when you look at their resume, after a decade long. But they're all going to have a pitfall. Where that pitfall shows up, how it shows up, I don't have a crystal ball in front of me. I don't know when it's going to be there, but it's going to happen to you at some point. Now, the key is, how do you bounce back from that? How do you make sure you don't hit rock bottom? Simo's not at rock bottom. Just some things haven't quite gone right for him. I don't know what it is exactly. I mean, obviously, I seen the Bourne to Bowl episode. I seen what goes on there. He's a competitor. He wants to win, So looking at it all, when you look at somebody else and kind of throw it back at them, we, the players, are still the one throwing the bowling ball. And when he takes a step back and realizes that, he's that player once again. Let him get the sniff or win 1 or 2, and it could snowball or roll into 3 or 4 titles pretty easily.
To me, I mean, he's one of the most smartest guys out there. Like he's like a JJ. He's just a bowling savant. Like there's nothing that Simo can't do with the bowling ball, and loves the sport so much. He's working as a lane guy. That working the pin decks. Bowling. So I mean, I love to see somebody that has a passion for the sport. And I know he got to win this year, so it's not like he hasn't had a horrible year. But it's in Kyle Troup the same way. Kyle has been frustrated the last couple of years. Has all the talent in the world, but for whatever reason, it isn't working out to wins. You mentioned the Born to Bowl series. Did you enjoy that? Obviously it's good for the sport, giving extra promotion, but how did you see kind of peeling back the curtain a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for the sport because it promotes the sport. There's no question about that. If you look at, and let me just use Simo since we talk about that instance right there. I'm going to use it to baseball as a prime example. Okay. Regardless of who's on the mound. And we've watched baseball and you've watched replays when they throw a ball and it looks like a strike and the umpire goes ball. Let's face it. When the pitcher puts his mitt up to his mouth, I doubt very much he's saying to the umpire, "Hey, happy birthday, wait till you see the next one." Okay. We know that there's some choice words underneath that mitt, but he's got to get back out on the mound within 15, 20, 30 seconds, whatever that numerical number is, and he better make another good pitch and try to get that guy out. And we have to do the same thing. Good, bad, or indifferent, in a matter of 30 seconds, the ball's going to be back in your hand, and you're going to get ready to make another pass, whether it's the spare that you're shooting at, or you're getting up in the next frame to hopefully throw a strike and maybe seal the deal, so to speak.
No, you're good. You got to forget that last shot if it's a bad shot. And I think that's what separates it. If it's a bad shot, you got to completely forget it was a bad shot and start fresh the very next one. How would prime Parker Bohn perform in today's environment of bowling? If it was, on the regular tour right now. I mean, obviously you're doing well where you're at, but prime Parker Bohn, what would you do right now on the PBA tour?
I'm probably at least 100 revs short to make prime work, maybe 150 revs. Yeah. I mean, for God's sakes. My ball's going to go down there and hit like a marshmallow, and these guys are throwing explosives at the pins for all it's worth. But I'd still believe in my shot making. I believe that I can repeat shots, at least when I'm feeling good and things are going right. And, more importantly, you got to be able to see the lane. And if there's one thing for sure, the lane changes today on tour much faster, guys, than it ever did before. Sure. And you got to be up with those moves. I mean, you got to make it quick. And when I say changes, it's not just the right side anymore. It's also the left side. How those guys go about attacking it, what they see. They're changing balls 2 or 3 times during a 6 or 7 game block. And I look at it and I go, oh, my God, this is crazy right now. So how would Parker do? I think Parker would hold his own. He'd get to the pocket. How much score is he going to produce? My head pin doesn't come flying off the wall in air doing acrobats like these guys do on a ritual basis.
But I mean, are revs kind of overrated? I mean, compared to shot makers and being able to manipulate hand position, ball speed, being able to see the lanes better than anybody else. I mean, I'd like to still think that you would be very competitive. Just the fact, like you said, you can repeat shots and you seem to be able to adapt on the fly as opposed to always changing balls.
Yeah, well, there's no question that revs are only going to get you so far. You do have to repeat the shot. You do have to figure out how to get it to be at your target or a zone that's going to be conducive to get to the pocket. And when we say that, once again, speed makes a little bit of difference for breaking things down or let me say crumbling things down, so to speak. But at the same time, it's still about getting to be at the pocket and knocking over 10 pins. We're not duking it out, more or less. We're not swinging hands at each other. You're swinging your bowling ball down a lane, trying to knock over 10 pins at the other end. And usually, typically, the guy that has the best picture to the lane goes the furthest. Doesn't mean they're going to win. We all know that when it comes down to a 1-game match. Yeah. But that guy usually can see the lane and go pretty deep in the field.
So I'm going to bring up urethane. Yep. I ran a big event this past weekend here in Cincinnati. I do this every year. We have $10,000 added to the prize fund. Graham Fa was in the field, and guess what? Graham Fa was the winner. He wins by 1 pin in the final match, 257, 256. But all I kept hearing was the left can throw urethane. The left can throw urethane. The left can throw urethane. I don't think it's the reason that the left can throw urethane. I think the right can throw urethane. They just can't stay in it as long because of the amount of play. Jeff Fair was in the field. I don't know if you know who Jeff Fair is or not. Jeff's
very good.
One of my best friends, and he's probably one of the smartest guys I know around here when it comes to bowling. But he did the same thing. He played him exactly like the lefties did until he couldn't anymore, and then jumped way to the left with something big and kind of slow hooked the lane, and that worked for him. But I didn't see anybody else doing it, and Jeff was the highest. He finished third in the tournament. So what is your feeling about urethane? Do you have a problem with it? Do you think it's hurting the game? Do you think it's helping the game? I mean, even on my level with this little tournament that I did, but then you see the guys on tour and they're throwing urethane, and everybody thinks, "Man, I need this Hammer 78D or U or what? I need a purple. I need fast pitch or whatever." They don't need that. Can you help me with the urethane talk or the thought at all? What your feeling is about it?
Well, when it comes to the urethane ball, let's face it, I've used it a couple of times here over the last couple of years that I've been able to step in the door and come away victorious. But a urethane product or just a plain urethane ball, 78D to sum it up best, is not the ultimate all answer for Parker Bohn, okay? But it is certainly a tool that goes into my bag. So when I say that, urethane has been allowed in our sport for basically almost 50 years, give or take a little bit there, okay? And these kids today, I'm mainly talking about people that are 30 and under, okay? These kids, they've learned how to use that ball and manipulate it to make their game step up to the occasion more times than not, regardless whether you're left-handed or right-handed. It's just working coincidentally on the left side right now because, let's face it, we have more of a smoother side of the lane. These lane beds that you're looking, all of these bowling centers, their lanes look beautiful. They have pretty much well kept their centers. We go to a lot of nice centers anymore that when you look at them from the concourse, they look awesome. But the lanes have been out there for 20 or 30 years. And as good as they look, you know that friction has got to be a little bit more in tail on the right side than it is on the left. So lane men together try to figure out what they need to do with the lanes. And God bless every one of them. Trust me, I don't want lane man's
There's
job.
no way I would want any part of that job.
So when they go out there and they put a pattern out on the lanes, well, the guys on the left have figured out how to manipulate and use the urethane. So they can corkscrew it with their hand or do something that they do with their hand that allows them to supersede what's happening. We all know, the good players all know, the lanes play completely different, one side or the other. It's just a matter of how the bowlers manipulate it, how they see it, and I believe that urethane ball, regardless of what the number comes out to, man, I'm going to tell you right now, you can go 75, you can go 78. I don't care if you go 80, 85, or 90. That urethane ball should be allowed in everybody's bowling bag.
That was the first message I got from somebody who bowled in the event and said, would you consider banning urethane from that tournament next year? And the short answer was no.
No, why would you? It's not good for the manufacturers either. I mean, it doesn't help anybody. And why the USBC has had that stuck in their craw for so long, I don't know. I mean, do you have any idea, Parker, why Chad Murphy and the higher ups have kind of you?
I don't have that answer. You know, I'm not in doing the inner works behind the scenes as to what they do or
you know a lot of people.
Testing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You know a lot of people though. I mean,
I do, and you know, probably one of the biggest things is they say that the urethane, they get soft with time. Okay, I have seen that. I have seen where they take a urethane ball that maybe punched at 72, which was the legal number, obviously just a short couple of years ago, and these balls now are punching out at 67 or 68. Well, there's an easy way around that, folks. I mean, all the manufacturers make good urethane balls. So the easy way around that, make a urethane ball, and even for your tournament, look at the serial number of the ball and it's got to be a urethane ball new within the last year or two. Give me a number. I don't care where it is. You can't use the urethane ball that's 10 years old. We know that it's going to lose percentage points. It's going to go down. Well, keep that ball out of the bowler's hands. But now if you make it new within the last year, and let me just use 12 months to make it easy, if that guy wants to be a competitive bowler, he's going to spend money and go back to the pro shop, support the pro shop, and now buy another new urethane ball to go out and continue his game at that upper level.
I love that answer on what to do with that. That is fantastic for me to run with, and I'm going to run with that. I mean, that's a great idea. It's a great idea. I want to call it the Parker Bohn rule.
There you go.
Okay.
Love it. I love it. I mean, why hasn't that been a thing? You think it would be that easy, that simple for the USBC to do something like that instead of just saying, no, we're just going to flat out ban it. And now you have all these guys going to nationals that, and I'm not talking about this year. I mean, it's happened in the last couple of years who can't afford, they're not on staff. They can't afford to go, buy a bunch of balls. And all of a sudden they're being told they can't use them. I mean, that's just, it kind of hampers the sport. I didn't think that was the right decision, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, and like I said, I don't know why behind the scenes the ultimate answer came down that way.
Yeah.
There are players, there are very boisterous people out there that they want to see urethane banned for life, okay? Or they don't want to see this or they don't want to see that. Yeah, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not going to get mad or bastardize any of them, okay? But at the end of the day, what is the overall right thing for the sport? USBC has come under this rule that they think what they're doing right now is the right thing for the sport. Well, the one good thing about it, everybody has to abide by it. Okay? Yeah. It's not like there's a select few. They don't look at you and go, well, your rev rate's under 400, so you can use urethane. The guy that's over 400, he can't, or vice versa. Okay? So, you know, when they took the extra hole away, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, the extra hole, that really works well for me. I can manipulate some bowling balls. And then when they took that away, I don't have that as a tool in my bag. Right. But neither does everybody else. Sure. So, you know, the playing field gets leveled out in that way. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I don't make the rules, but I want to try to do my best to make sure that we all abide by them. But I do think 1 year limit, or take 2 years, I don't care, a limit on the urethane balls. Now these guys, when it gets old, they can hand me down, use it in their league at home. And if they're a real good competitor, they're going to go support their local pro shop and buy a new ball or a new tool, maybe more than one, that they can go out and play the game on that extreme level.
That's a great soundbite. I'm gonna clip that and post that everywhere because that's got
to be posted for sure.
Absolutely. You've been around Brunswick, you know, your entire career, for the most part. We've seen a resurgence with the Brands of Brunswick this year with how many wins on tour. What is Brunswick doing and Hammer and all the brands doing right now, in your opinion, that's different from Storm and everybody else?
Well, I think that, you know, I'm going to go the last 5 or 6 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. I've said for a while now that Brunswick is really hitting on all 8 cylinders. Okay. When we acquired the Ebonite products, the Ebonite brands, and you brought over some of the brains that have really developed those bowling balls throughout at least 10 years, maybe, 20 years or more. Okay. And they sat down there behind closed doors with our best, and they realized what was going on here. How can you possibly go wrong right now? Yeah. You have a lot of smart people that sit behind a closed door and develop bowling balls. And I'm not one of them, guys. I'm going to tell you that right now. All I do is throw it down the lane. But if you look at what's happened to me last week here, I mean, I know I'm only getting older. I know lanes, the conditions have something to do with it. We all know that. We're not blind to that. But I went out there and averaged 250 for 25 games.
That's insane.
It is. But the bowling balls with technology, with the oils and the lane surfaces and the players in the field, it all adds up and allows all of us that opportunity to go out there and hopefully shine. And Brunswick has allowed me to be the best player I can for decades. And fortunately, knock on wood, last week, they allowed me to do it again.
Yeah.
And against Andy Nyer, who, I mean, is a tremendous bowler and just a great bowling family in general. In the northeast area, which I'm sure you're close to the family, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've known Andy for a long, long time.
I figured that. Yeah. But to see you against him, just kind of old school, just, northern bowlers going at it was fun to see. And he took it to you. I mean, you had to make some shots. He bowled really well. It was a really fun match to watch.
Yeah, it really was. He had obviously a stone 10 pin there that kind of, even he said, he goes, it shouldn't have even hit the pocket, but it did because it was in. But, to his defense or my offense, it's not like we're splitting the board that we're looking at. We're getting the ball clean off of our hand and allowing the lane to allow the ball to shape through the pins. Yeah. And we both made a lot of great quality shots. I'll say, unfortunately for him, but fortunately for me, it turned out to be productive my way.
It was funny just listening to the announcers trying to figure out like what you needed in the 10th to win. Like these guys have been broadcasting bowling for so many years. I'm like, why is it still so hard to fit? It's one of the hardest sports to score, and a lot of
listening to that. It's like, man, somebody send this guy a calculator.
Right.
He doesn't need.
It's why is it hard to score? I don't understand.
It gets a little tricky. Keep in mind, and the same thing can happen to the player. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, you cannot believe how many times when a player needs a mark or a strike in the 10th, even some of the best players, they will turn over real fast and look at a ball rep and go, is this really is this what I need right now? Just because there's so many things going through your head.
Yeah.
So the announcers, as much as they're cool, calm, and collective, they're excited for the moment. Let's face it. We just got done competing for a couple of days, a bunch of games, a lot of players, and it's coming down to one shot. This is what the guy needs. Okay. Yeah. And if a guy steps or says something wrong or miscues a little bit and he gets rattled, he tries to correct himself literally in 5 or 6 seconds before that guy gets up and throws the shot.
Sure.
They're not going to say to me, "Hey, Parker, can you wait a second? We got to fix this. We just made a miscue here."
That's a good point. Yeah, we spoke, about Randy Pearson and his jump to bowl TV, and he was on color commentary for so many years on national television, where he has time to kind of get to know the players before the show, get to talk to them. But when you're trying to cover, a week-long event of qualifying, it was really different for him. But I think he did a great job on Bowl TV. I don't know how much you've been able to watch, the tournament this year. But I thought he had a tough tall task to kind of step in there and being able to fill dead air and just the grind of being in the Bohn Center for so long. It's probably been a long time since he's done that, but I thought he did a good job.
He did a great job. Okay. And it's much different when you're doing all of your homework behind the scenes and you're playing it out in front of, let me say, the open public for an hour and a half or 2 hours. Okay. You've got a bunch of notes and papers that you can talk about these guys, but half of that show is going to get filled in with live action. So they're going to talk about what's going out in front of them. When you have to do the Bowl TV, let me say, scenario behind the scenes there, and I know that you've got 100 to maybe 300 players in front of you like we have here this week at the Senior Masters, there's a story with each player that maybe you try to get that out. Maybe you said it the day before or the day before that, but the next thing you know, in a matter of those 10 frames, they're going by and you got 20 new players in front of you that you've got to talk about. And you have to ad lib all of this for, I'm going to say, anywhere from 10 to maybe as much as 12 to 14 hours in a given day. That's a lot of talking. Much different than an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Yeah, because he's used to talking in sound bites, whenever he's on with Rob Stone or whoever else, and had to get his stuff in pretty much. But yeah, it's a big difference when you have to do all those hours of qualifying for the whole week. But he's a pro's pro, and he's been around the game so long. He was a great fit for that team for sure.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, let's look at the three of us. We're doing this show, and our show's roughly an hour, give or take a little bit. Can you imagine if we had to make this a 10-hour show, just three of us?
That's a great analogy.
I didn't nap somewhere in between.
Yeah,
you can sign me up for it. I'm guaranteeing it.
Yeah, 5 hours in, it's nap time.
Yeah, for sure. Alex Bermudez says, going back to a recent podcast with Brunswick, which we love Nick Smith. He's a great guy. Does a lot of Brunswick. He mentioned that PB3 likes his ice cream. Has PB3 had any good ice cream ventures recently?
No, but I promise you, I'm rooming with Chris Keene. He's a player here out on the PBA50 tour. We had some, I'll say, late lunch, early dinner right before I started this podcast, and we've already discussed it. We're going for ice cream tonight. Where yet? We don't know, but we're going to find it.
What's your go-to whenever you go somewhere? What do you like the best?
I'm usually going to get mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate.
I'll guarantee you that.
Can't lose there.
Could be a banana split. Okay, no, you put a couple of scoops of mint chocolate chip in there with some chocolate syrup or hot fudge, maybe some whipped cream, strawberries, cherries. Load me up. I'll start my diet tomorrow.
Yeah. Todd, what about you? What's your go-to ice cream?
Well, the bad thing is I can't eat ice cream anymore. It just ice cream. I can't drink milk. I've got an issue with some dairy products. So mint chocolate chip was 100% my go-to. So I look all around for all the dairy-free stuff. So I still can find some dairy-free stuff that's not bad, but it's not the same.
Todd, I'm sorry about that, but I'll make sure I have an extra scoop for you tonight.
See, what
appreciate that. Thanks,
how you are, man. That's that is amazing. Jamie Gillis wanted to know if Brandon was your son. Brandon was going to be a PBA rookie next season. Does he plan on going out full time?
He will be going out full time. There's no doubt there. He's kind of itching at the at the jaw. He wants to make it happen. He really wants me to go out there with him. I don't know how much that's going to happen. We're going to have some, let me say, long, hard discussions about all of that. But he is going to go out there next year. He's looking forward to it, and he's going to be part of it. And when, you mentioned Bryce Oliver before, once again, I know that Bryce and Brandon are really, really close, just like Brandon and Alex Horton are really close. So he's really looking forward to going out there and palling around with Bryce as well. And those two will be stuck at the hip. And they're going to have their own 2 or 3 friends that they're going to do their thing with. And God only knows there might be a handful more, but they're all of those kids. Their kids are young adults. The tour is going to be ready for them.
Well, what are Justin's plans? Does he want to bowl, or does he just want to keep doing the YouTube thing? Is he going to go out and kind of follow Brandon on tour and chronicle everything, or what have you guys talked about?
Well, he changed his major at school. And I don't want to break down exactly how that all goes about because I don't want to misquote his major. But he still has 1 more year of school left.
Okay.
He's going to go back to SCAD down in Savannah, Georgia, and finish that all up. And then he will finish somewhere March, April timeframe, which the tour will be over by then. He'll probably still bowl the Masters. I think that the 3 of us really enjoy doing that one together as a family. Yeah. But he'll go back out, or he will go out on tour more than likely the following year. But once again, I don't want to speak for him, but I think he's itching to try it.
I mean, he seems to get overlooked at times with how well Brandon has bowled, in the last couple of years. But Justin, in his own right, man, he's very, very. I mean, obviously, you're his dad, but I mean, I think he's underrated when it comes to the Bohn boys.
Yeah, he has not had the success that Brandon has. There's no doubt about that. But he knows how to bowl, and it's like anything else. It's a matter of sharpening the pencil so that you see it not at this level, guys, but you want to see it at a higher level, and you want to see it for a longer, consistent period of time. Brandon has had that capability. He's seen that for a longer period of time, and it's turned out to be pretty productive for him. Justin doesn't have quite that thought looking at it that way. He's got the tools. I know within him he can make it work, but we just have to sit down together and get all the nitty gritty done so that you can make it happen. And when I say that, I don't have a crystal ball here in front of me. Do I know if either one or both of our sons are going to win out on tour? I can't answer that question, but I know that they're going to go out there and give it a hell of a shot.
Well, knowing that he's got your genes and Leslie's genes as well, I mean, how could you not? I mean, just you guys are just bowling royalty, and I know I say that with affection because I've gotten to know all of you, but. What better ambassadors for the sport has the Bohn family been over the years? I mean, your wife is a fantastic bowler as well. People kind of forget that Leslie was very, very good.
I don't give her any lip on the lanes. She'll kick my ass.
Exactly. I saw you guys bowl together on the Bohn Legacy channel. It's like even she likes to mouth off. I mean, she's still got a little spitfire left in her as well.
Oh, she does. And she doesn't get near the opportunity to practice or work at her game now like she used to. Yeah. Between managing the bowling center at home and running rev rates, our little 5-lane training center there, Leslie sincerely has her hands full with everything that she's doing. So her bowling prowess, if you want to say, is pretty much limited to 3 games a week. With an occasional week, she might get an extra 3-game bonus in.
Yeah. Doesn't mean she still can't do it, though. I mean, she obviously.
Oh, God. Yeah, exactly.
But you don't tell her that, right? You don't. Is there a little competitive edge between you two at all?
Is there what?
A competitive edge between you two trying to show each other up?
No, there's not a competitive edge between us. But I can tell you right now, if I struggle. Okay, it's here. Tomorrow, maybe it'll turn around for me and I'll be back on top again. But if she struggles, she gets down on herself, but she also knows, realistic, that she's not working at her game and she doesn't have the time to work at it. But Trust me, she wants to bowl really good all the time.
I love that. Every one of your kids and your wife and yourself, that's just, it's fun to see how you guys love the sport so much and how competitive you are within each other. I know, your kids are extremely competitive, when it comes to bowling against each other, as you guys have seen on the Bohn Legacy channel. And guys, if you're not subscribed to the Bohn Legacy on YouTube, please do that. Justin does a fantastic job with that channel. He's so smart, and he's a great content producer. And it's so fun to see that channel blossom the way it has. But I love it when you guys get out there and just bowl each other. It's the most fun I've ever seen watching any bowling videos, especially, you and Justin. Man, you want to talk about like cut from the same cloth. You really you just love to one up each other, and it's so fun to watch that. As a dad with my own child, to see you guys go at it, it's very, very entertaining.
It's a lot of fun, I can tell you that. And I know that we're going to do some more here in the summer. To what extent, I don't have that answer yet. I think Justin is trying to come up with some of those ideas behind the scenes. But let's just say, stay tuned. You'll see more coming down the road.
I love it. Todd, anything else for Parker? I know I've kind of hijacked the show and took over, even though...
No, we're good. It's
Parker on 15 times already, and I've had the pleasure to speak with him for hours and hours, but I know you haven't, so I apologize for that. But
it's okay. I'm sure he'll be on the show again at some point in time, and
so.
I mean, hopefully I'll have different hair then. I promise.
I'll tell you what, the fact that you've been able to pick out your hair and it's staying, picture perfect. I love it, man.
I mean, I'll put it on just for your show. I mean, if you win this week, if you end up coming back and winning this week, I mean, anytime you're on the show, the do is in.
There you go.
What do you mean? What do you mean? If I plan on talking to you guys next week again after I win?
That's what I like to hear. That's beautiful.
Right.
Okay, so when?
When? So that'll give you time to wash your hair and reamp it up. You'll have to talk to Kyle and figure out how he can get the fro really far out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You'll look like the guy from Home Alone.
Actually, you do. That's you
can't see that.
Another point for Parker on that
I'm
one.
losing 2-0. So that's why I'm keeping my mouth shut. No, Parker, it's been great to meet you this way. And I know I've seen you out and about. I've gone to a lot of different pro events and watched and do a lot of my little stuff that I dabble with. I kind of stay busy, but I've never had the opportunity to come up and say hi to you. So if I do, I will make sure I stop up and introduce myself to you next time I see you.
Means please do. And I'm probably not going to notice you without the do. So
I was going to say the same thing. You got to wear the fro so he knows who you are. Oh, okay.
Oh my God!
Now you look at a serial killer. That's good.
Now you know why.
All right. Well, you'll have to make sure that you put the do back on then when you come up to me.
Okay, I'll carry it around. It'll be in my back pocket.
Oh, that's so good.
There you go.
Parker, I appreciate you, brother. I love you and your whole family, and I appreciate everything you've done for me, for the show, for the sport. I can't thank you enough again for giving us another hour and a half of your time. Good luck with the rest of your week and the rest of the season. I know JJ's going to come back soon, so it's all hands on deck trying to take him down. But, man, good luck for the rest of the year, and I appreciate you very much.
We look forward to JJ being back. But for now, guys, thanks a lot for having me. Good luck. Keep going on with these great shows. Keep bowling strong, and we will all cross paths in person somewhere down the road.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sure we will.
All right. Thanks, Parker. Have a great night.
Parker.
We'll get some ice cream here. See ya.
Bye.
I love Parker. He's such a good guy. He is literally what you see is what you get, and he's that way when the camera's off. I've had the pleasure to have lunch with him in Nashville when he was visiting his daughter and getting her moved in, and to just he gave me a whole hour in the car just doing an interview after we ate. I mean, he never says no, even maybe to his own fault. He will always. Unless he really is up against the wall with his schedule, he always gives whatever time he can. So, I mean, he's a legitimate great guy, and the whole family are. I can't say it enough, and I've said it for how many years now I've been doing the show. The Bohn family in general are what this sport needs. And not to put anybody else down like the Barneses or anybody else, any second or third generation guys, but each one of the Bohns are quality people. His kids are amazing. His wife is amazing. And obviously, as you've seen tonight, Todd, Parker's amazing as well.
Yeah. So I had met his wife at one point because there was at one point where Parker's boys were buddies with a kid that bowled at the center I worked at. And they were in town for some tournament that was close by. And they were in there practicing with Nolan Blessing was the boy's name. And they were all bowling together. So I got to meet the boys when they were very young. They were probably 12 years old. And then, Mom came and picked them up. I don't think Parker was in town, so I didn't get a chance to meet him then. But that's going back several years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was several years to me anyway. But it
right. Yeah, I mean, just to see what Parker and Leslie have done, over the last 30, 40 years, and now, Justin and Brandon. And like we said, we mentioned his daughter, Sydney, who's bowling for Vandy. Parker's mentioned this on the show before. If she puts her mind to it, she can be just as good, if not better, than the boys, because she is a little spitfire. She hates to lose. She has that edge, and it's amazing to see every one of his kids have that competitive fire and that edge and that swagger that they want to be the best. And that's just like all the other rookies we've seen this year, which has been absolutely incredible. And it's just weird, obviously college programs have been around for years, and I'm glad you asked that question. Like, what are they doing now differently than what they did before? Because we've never seen this. This is like uncharted territory when it comes to young kids. And like you said, the next crop should be just as good. It's going to be hard for EJ and Simo and Belmo and Kyle, and Graham and Jesper, the old guard. I think this year has been kind of a wake-up call for them, and maybe they'll come in a little bit more prepared, better prepared next season, for lack of a better term.
I don't know if it's better prepared. I mean, because I'm sure these guys prepare.
Well, I mean, they are
their fullest ability, but I mean, they probably have to push themselves of that little extra mile, like right now.
Right.
Because that's how. I mean, it has to happen right now. Because
it's unexpected. Nobody expected to see what we've seen this year. So I don't want to say they've kind of taken their spots for granted, but it kind of gives them, hey, lady, she's got the front. It just kind of gives them a wake up call. Like, okay, my spot is in jeopardy. And Simo has found out this year, and EJ and Kyle have all found like, holy crap, where did these kids come from? We really gotta. Like you said, they're always prepared, but there's got to be something they can do to, I don't know, combat the kids, or again, I'm at a loss for words because we've never experienced this before. It's hard to quantify how great the kids have been this year.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. But I got a feeling there's an imbecile out there somewhere we got to talk about.
Yes, there is. That is a fantastic segue. Let's get into it. Our final segment of the show, the Imbecile of the Week.
It's time for everybody's favorite segment.
If you guys don't know how to use a seatbelt, just ring your call button and Tommy will come back there and hit you on the head with a tack hammer.
Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
Here's the Imbecile of the Week.
Some people are really stupid.
Weird. That's so weird. Oh, my daughter's here, brother. You want to say hi? Oh, she his daughter's here. You want to say hi? Hi. Addison's here. Hi. This week, there's Lady. That's his daughter. She plays softball, too. It's her first year playing softball. Yeah, she's done really, really well. She got hit in the helmet with the ball.
Ouch.
Yeah, it broke the helmet. Yeah, that's scary. This week's Imbecile of the Week comes from the Bowling is a Sport group on Facebook, which I know a lot of people are in this particular community are members of. This post was from Dutch Teo. I don't have the video, but he posted a video of himself throwing a shot on the lanes and said, any tips will be much appreciated. Recording done by my 10-year-old daughter. And essentially, Todd, what he did was just kind of throw the ball straight down the lane with a little bit of hook, but he's obviously a newcomer. And in true fashion with today's keyboard warriors, we had some imbeciles. But I also want to bring something to your attention. For an amateur to ask for tips and get something like this, Let me move your pretty face out of the way. Steve Barnes said, make sure you move over to 20 board and follow through with your swing. You are short arming your release. Other than that, go to the pro shop. They can help you fix all the little things. If you're a newcomer, Todd, you're not going to know what the 20 board is. You know what I mean? Like bowling is so, kind of nerdy, right? And intricate. You got to kind of dumb it down to people like, all right, move, 4 feet left or whatever and try to throw into this. But I think as some of the bowlers have been around for a long time and kind of know the vernacular, and the analogies, if you have somebody like this guy who legitimately wants to improve his game but doesn't know anything about bowling, how do you dumb it down for him?
Well, I mean, just as you said, I mean, you tell him to move over 4 feet or looking for that center arrow. You tell him a 20 board. He's probably not going to know what the 20 board is. But if you tell him to pick out the center arrow, that might be a little more helpful. But, you could have, that wasn't horrible what the guy said to him. But at the same time, he made it probably more difficult than it had to be.
Yeah. I wouldn't consider him in the running for Imbecile of the Week. I'm just kind of want to show like a two-sided example of how you can be a little bit too smart for somebody.
Sure.
And then I'll get to the idiots after that. Nick Daniels says, rip your fingers up through the ball, push the ball out from your body as you approach to time your body. But the main thing I see is ripping your arm up, thumb out, and fingers ripped through the ball. There's so much ripping and tearing going on.
There's a lot of ripping going on in that statement.
There's a lot of ripping. So it's like, it's just another example of like, how do you explain that? It's like, how do you rip through the ball? It's like, is there a better way to explain that? It's just, bowlers are weird.
That wasn't very helpful.
No, not at all. Kevin Conrad says, move to the middle and throw at the 10 board and follow through with your delivery. Try touching your back when you release the ball. That's a little bit more helpful. But again, if you don't know what the 10 board is, why can't you just say second arrow? Each board is 1 inch. There's some amount of inches, across the lane. Just say, okay, aim at the second arrow from the right. That's all you got to do.
Stand on the big dot, throw it over the second
arrow. Stand in the middle dot, throw it over the second arrow. That's all you got to say. I just think it's funny how bowlers are just kind of nerdy about it. So moving into the imbeciles. Carlisle Anthony says, hit the correct side of the pocket and stop throwing it straight like a child. So he hit a Brooklyn strike, and somebody else posted like, okay, a strike is a strike, which I agree. Whatever gets 10 pins down, that's our ultimate goal. Obviously, exactly. Honestly, he wants to learn how to bowl better and try to hook the ball, but to say stop throwing it straight like a child, like who does that help? What is it? Why? And I get it. There's jerks everywhere, right? But like, that literally is not productive to this poor guy that just wants question. Just has a question. How do I get better?
Yeah.
You got jerks like that, or this guy, which I don't know when this started on Facebook, Todd, but you can now be like anonymous and just put whatever name you want. Like you weren't able to do that. Like back in my day, when I tried to create certain pages.
Talking about MySpace?
Yeah, no, I mean, when I tried to create a page on Facebook for Rad Rob, I couldn't because Rad Rob wasn't a full name. Like, you had to have a legal name in order to create a page, and now that's gone. Yeah. Now you just put whatever you want, like Lively Phoenix 4296, but
you can make make it a nickname. Yeah.
A nickname. Throw a hook ball.
Well, that answers all the questions. What else do you need?
Boom. He just answered it for that guy. Like, it's as simple as that. Just throw a hook ball.
Oh, okay. that answers it all. I don't know why would you have to read any more of the post?
Right. Maria M. Vega says, join a league. You will learn so much. Good job, Maria. Like, you know what I mean? Like, seriously. You're just going to bowl, join a league and be like, hey, Jimmy, show me how to bowl. I almost said the F word.
Maria is the general manager of the local bowling center.
She probably is, right? She wants that money. So I guess between Lively Phoenix and Carlisle Anthony, I think it's pretty obvious who the Imbecile of the Week is this year. It's Carlisle Anthony. Dude, it's people like you that give a bad name for bowlers in general. And the internet bowling community in a whole is they're jerks. Let's just put it that way. They have nothing better to do. Yeah, and a lot of them are jealous. A lot of them are 220, 230 average on a house shot, and they think they're world beaters. And they have the right to say that they're better than the pros or whoever else. Like, it's just bowling in general is, I don't want to say the downswing, but compared to 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, they're hurting for members. The USBC is hurting for members, and to have people on Facebook, just act like idiots and imbeciles to people that legitimately want help doesn't grow the sport at all, and that's why we like to feature them on this program. So, Carlisle Anthony, you are this week's Imbecile of the Week. Wear that as a badge of dishonor. Bless your heart. That's just what we say here in the South. Just bless your heart. You are one of the dumbest people I've ever met. So congratulations to Carlisle Anthony. What do we got going on next week? We're working on, you mentioned the fairs before. You have you heard from them yet, or either of them?
So mom and dad are on a cruise.
Okay.
So he didn't know when he would hear back from them, but it's.
Gotcha.
I think that's going to be a thing.
Okay.
That wasn't next week.
Are you sure? Wait, what's next week? Oh no! Wait.
Jason.
Oh geez, he's going to kill me. How could I overlook PBA Hall of Famer Jason Couch? I even have it on my calendar. Jason. It's hard. It's stupid camera. It's right there.
It says Jason Couch.
Right there in the 10th. Jason Couch. Yes. PBA Hall. Thank you, Todd. You keep me in line because I'm an idiot. I'm going to nominate myself for Imbecile of the Week at some point because I'm a hack and I suck at my job. What? I'm not the Imbecile of the Week? Okay, thanks, Ad. Next week, PBA Hall of Famer Jason Couch will be here. We're working on the fairs for the week after. Yes. And that puts us at 200.
I'll be darned.
198, 199. Yeah. So 3 weeks from now, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I'm not going to say who it is yet, but I kind of alluded to it in the beginning of the show. We have literally one of the greatest bowlers of all time coming on the show for episode 200 in 3 weeks. And that's not to overshadow all the great people we have on, in the next 2 weeks or in the last, 197 episodes. But this guy is, it's going to be good, you guys. I can't wait to tell him.
We have a pretty strong month lineup coming up.
We really do.
We've got Graham coming up here in a few.
Graham Foss coming on as well. That's right.
Early July.
Yep.
I want you to look at a guy. His name's George Williams, and he runs the X League.
Okay.
And George would like to come on the show at some point too.
Okay.
We'll talk about that off the air.
Okay, definitely do that. I also want to get Dougie Vision on, Doug Heron.
Oh yeah, I can get a hold of Dougie if you need me to.
Good. He runs an amazing event. He just had a great event this past weekend as well. So yeah, we need to get him on. He's been a member of our chat, for a long time. He's good friends with JP Jr. But yeah, if we can make that happen too, between the two of us, we can come up with some really, really good names for the rest of this year. So I'm excited for the future of the show. I'm having a blast with you, and I'm sorry again that I hijacked the whole show, Todd.
You did not. I got my questions in there. You're
the featured host. It's not Straight Up 5 with Rad Rob. It's with Todd McGill, and I need to let you take the reins a little bit more often and get into settle into the pocket, so to speak, pun intended, and find a groove as a host. So I'll do better of that. Amanda doesn't let me talk, so maybe it's just revenge against her, against you for not letting me talk on Reset and Rise, but
it could be it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I just sit there for an hour, and she's fantastic. So I mean, it's her show, but this is your show, so I need to let you take the lead from now on. So maybe I'll get like a shot collar. Like if I talk too much, I'll just have my daughter just, shut up, let Todd talk.
One that maybe I could control from here.
Ooh, I don't know if that's a thing. I'm sure Elon can come up with something like that.
We could make it a thing.
You want to hit that one? No, don't hit that one. Hit this one.
Love that chicken
Anyway, Todd, good to see you, man.
Hey, don't forget,
Yes.
Bolify has probably the hottest promotion going on right now that we have ever had in a summer promotion. Every summer we put out hot sales because, hey, it's summertime. There's not a lot of bowling going on. We have BOGO Plus going on right now. And what BOGO Plus is there's no limit on your buy one, get one. You could buy 20 and get 20. You could buy 5 and get 10, whatever the number is. But it's BOGO Plus that you would put in the code when you're checking out, and you're going to get everything at half price. Everything. That's cheaper than I could buy them. That's cheaper than I could ever buy them. So we got a BOGO Plus, and we have our new AI, Bolify.ai, that's out there right now too, and you can design your own jersey.
That's so cool.
If you get a chance later tonight when you're not sleeping, or tomorrow morning or something, jump over on the website and just play with it and come up with it. You tell it what you want, and it gives you 4 different options to go with.
Ooh, that's cool.
Very, very cool stuff.
Is the BOGO code allowed for staff members as well?
The BOGO Plus, good for everybody.
Nice.
You just would not get your staff discount along with it.
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean, I want to buy some more Straight Up 5 merch for myself so I can pimp it around everywhere I go. Plus, that jersey is sweet. Yes, I love it. So that's a great design that you come up with. But yeah, I'll mess around with that AI because that's a really neat thing.
Yeah, you can do some fun stuff on there. So I've been going a little crazy lately, getting new designs on the website because, hey, it's fun. I enjoy it. I mean, that's one of the very fun things about what I do is not only, getting to meet great people like yourself and getting the right people on staff and helping grow our brand. It's getting to design some stuff and getting to help people sell. And I mean, that's where it's fun for me. So.
Laney, what do you think of Dad's new hairstyle? You like it? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your promo. I had to ask.
No, it's fine. My new hairstyle, it's just hair, period, which she's just not used to seeing that at all. So
wear it to work.
I probably will.
I would just to see the looks that you get.
Yeah, I can walk in there that way one day. It's fine.
I mean, because a lot of people get the comb over or they do the toupee. No, you're just going for the fro. I'm just
going for the fro. I'll have a pick sticking out of the back of it and just come walking in with my backpack on like normal and act like nothing's going on. I can pull that one off with no problem.
I love that. So, all right. So we got BOGO Plus. That's the code for Bolify?
BOGO Plus, yes.
And then go to Bolify.ai.
You just go to the regular website and the banner's going to come right up to you, but you can click on the Bolify.ai site and sign your own jersey.
That's so cool. I might actually do that and put that in the back of the Straight Up 5. Yeah.
Pretty
nice.
Cool stuff. Yep.
Good deal. All right, Todd, I appreciate you, brother. Another great show. And I appreciate our chat as well. And thanks to Parker Bohn III for coming out and giving us an hour of his time. An hour plus, and looking forward to Jason Couch next week. As a lefty, he's been a hero of mine, like Parker, for many, many years, and was so good, was so dominant, and just was. He kind of reminds me of Mark Roth, but just as a lefty, right? Just that cranker and just that presence, that power, and he dominated.
He just rips up the back of the ball. He rips and makes sure he gets his hand ripped around it.
Point for Todd. You're on the board tonight. So
yes. Yes.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week for another edition of Straight Up 5 with King Fro right there. And maybe Laney will stop by again as well. It's good to see you, Laney.
We got to finish off the show like this all the time. Girl dad finishing off the show.
Girl dad power. I love it. All right, guys. We'll see you next week with Jason Couch. We appreciate your support. Good night, everybody.
Bye now.
Bye. We'll see you next time.
Got wave, lady.
Thanks for watching Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill. You can can follow the show on X at Straight Up 5 Pod. You can follow Todd on X at TMT Bowling. And you can follow Rad Rob on X at Rad Rob Entertainment. Follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Straight Up 5 Podcast. We'd love to hear from you. You can email us with comments, questions, or suggestions at straightup5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Todd McGill, right here on the Rad Rob